I'm Chris, Senior Cardiac Nurse at the British Heart Foundation. I went to visit Kim to find out what it's like to live with atrial fibrillation and what he does to manage his condition. How are you doing, Kim?
I'm fine, thanks. Do you want a cup of tea?
Oh, yes, please. So how did it feel after you were diagnosed with atrial fibrillation?
Relieved, because at last there was something telling me what was wrong. I got the original diagnosis during a stress echo when it kicked in and became obvious on the screen what was happening.
So after you were diagnosed, is there anything that you wish you'd known?
Well, the consultations are very short. Doctors don't have much time to talk to you, especially the senior cardiologists. So it's finding out about it is difficult. And I'm an engineer, I like to know how things work, so I want to know as much about the condition as possible. Right, the NHS has some information, but the best place that I found was BHF, who produce lots of good documents and online sources. They've got a nice little range of small booklets that focus on particular conditions, like there's one on atrial fibrillation that tells you all about the diagnosis, the methods they use for treating it, and the different medications. And there's another little one on the different drugs that they use for treating heart conditions. They also have online resources and a helpline that you can ring up if you're really stuck or worried.
What's the most important thing you think people with AF need to know?
The important thing is that the big risk from AF is of having a stroke. I've got some idea of the effect that has on you, because after my second ablation I had a mini stroke while I was in the hospital, which fortunately all cleared up within 24 hours.
So most people with AF take some form of blood thinning medication. How did you find that?
Well, I did take warfarin to start with, but a couple of years ago they switched me onto one of the newer drugs because they were having a lot of trouble. With warfarin you have to stay within range for the INR, and I was constantly out of range. I was awkward for some reason, and I work much better on rivaroxaban, which is what I take now. When I first started taking anticoagulants, I was quite worried about it, because I thought I can't do gardening because I'll cut myself on the rose bushes. But I've got used to it, and I still cut myself like I used to. I might take a little bit longer to stop bleeding, but it's fine. I'm happy with it.
Is there anything in particular that you do to monitor your condition at home?
I've got a fitness monitor, like a watch, that counts steps. And that works together with a chest strap to give me a pulse monitor. And then when I've finished the run, I can download that onto the computer at home, and it tells me what the pulse rate's been. And then also I've now got a little device that works with the mobile phone that you can't use it when you're exercising, but when you're sitting down somewhere, you put 2 fingers on the device, holding it next to the phone, and that records over a 30-second period what your heart rate's doing. And I've used that, I've taken that along to the cardiologist, and he uses that as evidence of what's happening.
To speak to one of our cardiac nurses, call our heart helpline on 0300 330 3311.